acceptable criteria and conditions for obtaining this license. But where those in authority decide to, short circuit the process and put in place policy that will benefit their own person or their particular, individuals, then that is said to be an administrative corruption because it has to do with policies and programs that could help drive the organization, and an attempt to subvert or to short circuit such policy to the advantage of certain group of persons at the expense of that organization, we can term it as an administrative corruption. Then the issue of political corruption, where you influence or individual influence policies, laws in terms of revoking, a particular perhaps license, so that you can give to an individual who becomes the sole monopoly of actually, giving that license to individual. So that person has the monopoly to give out license, as the case may be. Then you have the economic corruption that has to do with the normal transaction of government business with different at different levels of government, resulting to issue of kickback in contract, influence in terms of recruitment, appointment, promotion, and transfer of officers. So then you also have organized corruption, which is at a larger scale, that has to also involve mafias, political mafias, that tends to see how they can use their position and power to organize institutions that will benefit them or benefit their clique or benefit their parties, as the case may be. The next slide, please. So we have the scope and dimension of corruption. When you look at having perception or perspective to the issue of corruption, he listed out some recognized form of corruption that capture the sleazy side of public life, to include bribery and gratification, in that is extortion and kickback. When we talk about extortion, where you use your office to compel somebody to release, that which ordinarily he wouldn't have released, from his pocket. Then the kickback, I talk again about kickback, where you inflate contract or you demand a 10% or 30% when you give contract. And all these things, of course, they are not for this discuss, because what we are looking at today is the reliability in organization. So all these things, they are all offenses that ICPC is interested about when you look at the ICPC Act and its implication. Now you also talk about kleptocracy, stealing and privatizing public funds, where you have this primitive accumulation of funds belonging to your institution or to the government. Misappropriation in terms of forgery, giving the semblance of figures with the intention of actually exploiting the system. And of course, for those of us that work with biro and paper, those of us in the accounting sections, and those of us even in other sections, we tend to also be involved in this issue of forgery and embezzlement and misuse of public funds. Then there's something we call acceptance of improper gifts. The DJ was talking about the issue of cola. Now, cola, of course, is part of our African tradition. But if you look at our art, some people will want to rely on our African tradition of presenting a car as cola to individuals. So the art does not, the art tends to entertain or foresee such art. And some of this is why we talk about when we come to the issue of prosecution, the issue of custom does not actually hold sway as far as investigation and prosecution is concerned. Then the issue of protecting maladministrations, cover up and perjury, when you lie on oath to give the impression that you actually was there or you were not there, or you were part of it or you were not there. So cover up on perjury. For instance, section 16 of the ICPC are talking about giving wrong information when you are invited by ICPC, and in the process you decide to state some of these issues because you are under pressure, you decide to lie by giving us statement. All these things are discoverable in our art. Then manipulation of regulation, the bias and the favoritism that has to do with the issue of using your position